Hey, how you doing? This is Seji Hito here to bring you the news. It is currently 5:39 a.m. Thursday, November 2nd, 2023. So we're going to do a little bit of news, and then we got a few videos that I'm going to show off to you guys. So the first story is that scientists finally discovered a lost continent thought to have vanished without a trace. Goes as stated, the mysteries of what happened to a lost continent that seemingly vanished 155 million years ago may have finally been solved after scientists unearthed evidence of a landmass and retraced its steps. It turns out that the lost continent, known as Argoland, had a messy divorce from Western Australia. It disintegrated as tectonic forces stretched the landmass out and drove it away from the rest of the continent before scattering it across Southeast Asia. Researchers have long known that a landmass rift from Australia 155 million years ago, thanks to clues left in the geology of the deep ocean basin, known as the Argo-Abyssal Plain of the country's northwest coast. But unlike India, which broke off the ancient supercontinent of Gondwana 120 million years ago and still forms an interact landmass today, Argoland splintered into fragments. Until now, scientists were left scratching their heads as to where those continental fragments ended up. Quote, we knew it had to be somewhere north of Australia, so we expected to find it in Southeast Asia. And that was stated by a lead study author in the new study published online October 19th in the Journal of Gondwana. Researchers and his colleagues, in the journal Gondwana Research, Avocat and his colleagues reconstructed the breakaway continent's journey. The researchers found fragments of ancient lands scattered around Indonesia and Myanmar. But when they tried to reconstruct Argoland out of these fragments, nothing fit. The team then worked backwards, gathering evidence in Southeast Asia and retracing Argoland's northward journey. Amid the scattered fragments of the ancient land, they discovered the remnants of small oceans dating to roughly 200 million years ago. These oceans likely formed as tectonic forces stretched and fissured Argoland prior to the 3,100-mile long landmass breakoff. Quote, the process goes on for 50 to 60 million years, and around 155 million years ago, that the whole collage of the the whole collage of these ribbon continents and intervening oceans started drifting over to Southeast Asia. We didn't lose a continent. It was just already very extended and fragmented. This reflects what the researcher and his colleagues referred to as Argoland as an archipelago. These reconstructions of the continent's history may shed light on the region's past climates, which would have cooled as oceans formed between the shreds of Argoland. Yo, DC Precise, what is up? What is up? What is up? Just going over a little bit of science at this moment in time before I get directly into the videos. So the next story that I have for you guys is this one here. It's discovered beneath the Earth's crust containing more water than on the surface. It goes as stated, people are only just realizing that there's a massive ocean hidden underneath the Earth's crust. It turns out there's a huge supply of water 400 miles underground stored in rock known as Rigwodite. Scientists previously discovered that water is stored inside mantle rock in a sponge-like state, which isn't a liquid, solid, or a gas, but instead a fourth state. The scientific paper titled Dehydration, Melting at the Top of the Lower Mantle was published back in 2014 and laid out the findings. Quote, the ringwoodite is a sponge soaking up water. There is something very special about the crystal structure of it that allows it to attract hydrogen and trap water. This mineral can contain a lot of water under conditions of deep mantle. He also added I think we are finally seeing evidence for a whole Earth water cycle, which may help explain the vast amounts of liquid water on the surface of our habitable planet. Scientists have been looking for this missing deep water for decades. Scientists made the findings at the time after studying earthquakes and discovering the seismometers were picking up shock waves under the surface of the Earth. From that, they were able to establish that the water was being held in the rock known as ringwoodite. If the rock contained just 1% water, it would mean that there is 3 times more water under the surface of the Earth than there is in the oceans on the surface. It's not the only significant discovery made by scientists recently when turning over volcanic crust with the aid of underwater robots, showing that even now, nature has many more secrets. DC Precise says, "Sounds good, brother. Hope all is well with you." Yeah, it's going as it normally is. We got Miss Gray in the building. What is up? What is up? What is up? Good morning. Good morning. On this very cold morning at this moment in time. The next story, let me see if I got that one up there. Yeah, next story is this. YouTube's, I'm pretty sure some of you guys may have ran into this. YouTube's ad blocker crackdown escalates, aggravating users, right? Article states that YouTube has launched a global front against ad blocking extensions, taking a small experiment it began in June to full scale. As noted by Android Authority on Monday morning, some YouTube users are now seeing a disruptive prompt when they try to watch videos while using a browser with an ad blocker. The prompt notes that the ad blocker violates YouTube's terms and services and urges users to either allow ads or YouTube or subscribe to YouTube Premium. While I was able to watch YouTube with the ad blocker recently, an increasing number of users have reported seeing the prompt. The Verge reported that sometimes those who see the prompt can continue watching videos anyway, but for one Verge staffer, YouTube fully blocked them nearly every time. In a statement shared with The Verge and other publications, Google confirmed YouTube's ad blocker crackdown by stating this: "The use of ad blockers violates YouTube's terms of service. We've launched a global effort to urge viewers with ad blockers and able to allow ads on YouTube or try YouTube Premium for an ad-free experience. Ads support a diverse ecosystem of creators globally and allows billions of access to their favorite content on YouTube." The Google support page in the link above notes that, quote, "If you continue to use ad blockers, we may block your video playback." YouTube's terms and services state that users aren't allowed to modify the service or circumvent, disable, fraudulently engage with, or otherwise interfere with any part of the service or attempt to do any of these things, including security-related features or features that A, prevent or restrict the copying or other use of content, or B, limit the use of service or content. In June, Google confirmed to The Verge that a small experiment globally that urges viewers with ad blockers and able to allow ads on YouTube or try Premium. Now it seems that the effort has been expanded. Since announcing the smaller experiment, ad blockers such as AdBlock Plus have been looking for ways to continue serving YouTube users, but that will become harder as Google hardens its ad blocking efforts on them. Quote, "The bottom line is that we know how important it is for our users to access an ad-free YouTube experience for free." Indeed, YouTube users have hit social media to show their outrage over YouTube's heightened war against ad blocking, pointing to ads, including offensive and intrusive ones, a plain distaste for ads, and the fact that even YouTube Premium subscribers are still subject to videos with the section committed to video creators' sponsors. So there we go. Even with having an ad blocker, you will still get interrupted. YouTube will find some type of way, and they'll say that, hey, you're not allowed to, circumvent this. You're not allowed to do this or that. But again, if you are on your own computer and you just so happen to have ad blocker or a browser that has it on there initially, it is directly what it is. People have the ability to do that. Now, we all know that YouTube is not going to go out on a limb and decide to try to sue everybody and take everybody to court that has an ad blocker. So they're going to try to make every user that has ad blocker pretty much opt out of it, or to at least allow ads by being as intrusive as possible with the pop-ups that they have showing up on videos. It's crazy. It's crazy. So I want to do this story next. The next story that I have directly for you guys is one that I just ran into myself. And it goes as stated. Protesters demand answers after a black woman was found hanging on a tree, right? And this one got about 1K dislikes, 372 likes, and 409 comments. I may look through some of the comments and see what people are saying. So the article goes as stated. Does this march following the closure of a case of Yolna Lubrin, a black woman discovered hanging from a tree last month in Orlando, Florida. The march aimed to urge police to disclose their findings and conduct a more thorough investigation after officers discovered her body September 28th. Speakers at the event included Nomi Lubrin, Yolna's sister, and the family's attorney, Life Malcolm. Malcolm demanded that Orlando Police Department share more records associated with the case. Malcolm stated that officers called off a planned meeting with him and the family earlier in the week. Instead, he was instructed to submit public record requests to access the information that was supposed to be discussed during a meeting. Quote, with transparency comes trust. And by the same token, a lack of transparency breeds distrust. So it's unusual to me that the police department would just stonewall this family from information. He also stated that it is unusual to make that promise, set that expectation for the family, and then renege with almost no explanation as to the very last minute. An Orlando police spokesperson stated that witness statements of Lubrin's mental health history, cell phone communications, and physical evidence, including no physical injuries other than a ligature mark on her neck, all point to her offing herself. The family has not received the findings. Lubrin's family has also requested officers to conduct a assault test funded by an independent autopsy and is currently awaiting the results. On Friday, Lubrin's sister led a crowd of protesters to the house where the body was found. From there, gatherers walked several miles throughout the Paramore community while holding up signs with pictures of Yolna Lubrin's face while chanting her name, Yo-Yo. Advocates highlight overlooked aspects of the case, like Lubrin's vandalized car. They also raise concerns about her emotional state, noting her proximity to her birthday and plans to move to Miami. So I wanted to, in a sense, highlight that because this is reminiscent of some stories that I've done before. And I had some stories, at least on the very first channel, but YouTube stated that you can't have those stories on there because of XYZ and all these other types of things. So a few of those stories that I did about black men, this exact same thing that happened to Miss Lubrin. This happened to about 2 to 3, if not more, black men some years ago. And the police all in every single state came to the same conclusion as the Orlando cops. They were like, hey, well, They decided to do this to themselves. It seems like no foul play. We can't find any evidence that anybody else basically did it. So it is what it is. It's an open and shut case. We're done with this, right? And I want people to know and understand that you do have individuals out here that will do things like this in order to send a message to a group, to a community. And in a lot of instances, the very people that you look to in order to find or get answers from, they are the exact same ones who are part of what it is that took place. Or if they're not directly a part, they are, in a sense, silent because they are complicit with the exact same actions, even though their hands might not be on it. You can't find no fingerprints. You can't find their footprints. You can't find an ounce of them there at the scene, but they are there. Every single time you hear the cops stating that this is pretty much a closed case, we feel that the person basically did this to themselves, it's ridiculous. You're not going to tell me that each one of the black people that were found in trees just decided that, oh yeah, I'm going to climb up this tree about, 15 or 20 some yonder feet. And I think that this is a good place. I think this is a good place. I think that this will do. I think this is a good branch too. I think this is a good branch. No, that's not how that works. That is not how that works at all. But like I said, when it is that you are black in America, people don't really value your life. People don't, in a sense, really see you as a human being, right? And this is further proof of, what it is to be black in America. And, the other reason I want to highlight this is because, again, within the news, a lot of stuff gets muddled because we cover and see a lot of things, left and right, and stuff going on in other places. And we see a lot of verses, he versus her and her versus he. And, stories like this, they don't happen to get that time of day. Right? Because, we're too caught up in our own world. We're too caught up in emotions, or we're too caught up in the lives of celebrities. There used to be a point in time about, pandemic-ish era where a story like this would have gotten highlighted by a celebrity. A celebrity would have picked it up and they would have been like, hey, there needs to be more done. We need more evidence. We need the police to really go back and look at this and to make sure that everything is everything. Now we're at that time where it seems like all the celebrities aren't paying attention to any of the things that are happening to normal people. Again, I told people that the Coliseum is open because it got to a point in time where even the celebrities who are, in a sense, controlled to a certain extent, were paying attention to average, everyday people and what it is that we have to go through and what it is that we have to suffer with. Now it's business as usual, right? So the video that I have directly for you guys at this moment, I got about a few videos. One of them I'll probably leave for last, but one of them I want to show off here. Ms. Gray says celebrities are controlled opposition. Yeah. They're as controlled as the church is with the government. They're right there. DC said they're back to getting their checks. Yeah, that's facts. That is 100% facts. So this is one of the videos that I have directly up for you guys. Let me see if I can actually pull that up. So let me see. Hold on. So you have this Asian American woman who decided that she wanted to start barking at a black man on a bus. Now, the main thing that I want you guys to pay attention to is the fact that if you go online right now, people cut out this part. So I'm playing this part because I want people to understand that this was not just the first interaction of her doing this when it deals with the black man. This was the second interaction that she had with the man on the bus deciding to bark. And I'm going to play it twice just so that people can understand.
You don't want someone to do to you. You think you can do. Explain that.
So I want y'all to understand. Let me just go back to the first part of the video right here. Before she started doing this directly to the black man, there was a guy. Let me see. Right there. As you see her head turn directly to the left, there was another guy that was sitting directly in the back seat. So before she was going directly after the black man, barking and acting all wild, doing all of this stuff, she was doing this directly to another man. For whatever reason, people wanted to specifically cut out that part. They wanted to make it seem as though she's being brave, right? They want to make it seem as though that she's really standing up for the other people on the bus. Trust me, there's quite a few. I have a video that either is up or that will be up later on today, dealing with this. And I captured, some of the Twitter pages that decided to want to portray this woman as being brave, as being some type of savior, some type of fighter for the justice of good. And then you had some black people there that wanted to literally advocate for this woman and state that she was in the right. I'm like, you have to be smoking rocks. You are high as a kite at this moment in time. If you are really, really trying to advocate for this woman, if you really pay attention and listen to the video, you can't even hear the music coming from the guy's phone because she's louder than the music. The conversation that they're having is louder than the music that is actually playing specifically on the phone. And then on top of that, it got to the point where she was basically in his face. Let me see if I can speed up to that. So you're sitting one seat away from this guy. You were sitting clear cut on the other side of the bus. You decided within your brain to get directly one seat closer, sit almost directly next to the man on the bus, one seat in between, and you decided that you wanted to keep barking, trying to provoke and antagonize a black man. Note, this is a woman antagonizing a man. She doesn't know where this man is mentally. She don't know what type of day that this man might have had. She don't know if this man might be off his medication. She don't know what this man may have on him. But she decides nobody else on the bus is acting like this. Nobody else on the bus is trying to cuss this man out. They're not trying to have an argument with him about the music. Nothing like that. She decided to do this of her own free will. And you have people online literally cheering for this woman. I've never seen such craziness ever in life. But it does make sense due to the effect that they have laws such as the Asian, the anti-Asian. Is free to be able to do this to a black man because she knows that nothing is going to take place. Because if he even thinks of potentially doing something, he's going to get locked up. He's going to get locked up. And then on top of that, the other thing to me that I find a little bit weird is that you have this person that is perfectly sitting in the corner that is able to get all of this action that is taking place. Now, I want to give credit to the black man there because he is holding himself pretty well. He didn't decide to lash out. He didn't sit up there and say anything out the ordinary that can possibly, get him thrown in jail. He didn't even, try to even flinch at her, no matter how close she got. And in some instances, she got close enough where you can more than likely smell her breath. Or more than likely, if she's talking to a certain extent, that spit could fly directly from her. Right? She was that close. Now, I wonder how this would fit if the roles were reversed. If that Asian woman was sitting in his spot, she was playing some music, looking on TikTok or YouTube, and it was a little bit too loud. And he decided to antagonize her. He decided to get in her face. He decided to start acting out as she is. I wonder how this will work out. I wonder if people will be cheering him on, saying how brave he is, how fearless he is. No, they wouldn't. People would have called the police. There more than likely would have been some men there that would have just magically been white knights in shining armor that would have just stood up and defended her honor. It would have been putting on their super suit. It's morphin' time, right? But like I said before, this is what anti-blackness looks like. This is what's going on. Because certain people have protections. They feel as though that they have the power and the right to do things such as this. It's crazy. So the next video I want to get directly into, it deals with a clowner, and I just want to make this very, very clear. The black guy that is here in this video that you're going to hear talking, I made sure to edit all of the stuff that he is clear cut saying. This dude is clear cut on his own. All of his actions, the way in which he is talking, the way of which his ego and his pride is. This is a black man that is by himself. And you're going to understand why I'm saying that he is by himself by what is going to be stated. And also I want to state that the guy who was in the military, he looks like he might have been one of the quiet dudes, in school and different stuff like that. His wife is trash. I'm just going to put that directly out there. His wife is 100% trash. You're going to hear and understand why in a minute.
All right, I'm gonna let you beat up, bro. I'm about to dip, about to go see my girl. Hey, babe, I'm on the way. You know what I'm saying? Ain't swole. Little ass. Say bye. Say bye. Say bye, little toy soldier. You a pussy, and I want you to know you a pussy.
All right, boy.
You a pussy, bro. And
All
if I wanted to your wife, I could have your wife.
You did my wife.
I did?
Yeah.
Ask her who bigger.
Damn right, me.
Ha!
You exactly. Ooh, you just busted yourself, dude.
Show me
You
the
just
proof.
busted
Show me the
yourself.
proof.
You just
Show
busted
me the
yourself.
proof. Show me the proof that I busted myself. Oh, now your wife in this. What's good? Hey, get your husband before you get his ass beat now. Get your husband before you get his ass beat. Oh, shit. Damn, what happened to your foot? You good?
Don't worry about it.
Oh, shit. All right, all right. Bye. Y'all niggas go. Let me beat.
You mean like you already did?
I didn't touch you, bro. Why you saying this in front of your wife?
You know that?
What you
Right?
telling your husband? You basically saying to your husband that you fucked me?
No.
Did you
fucked
say?
me.
So you ain't submitted? Shit, man. Nigga, I got a girl.
Right,
You know
just like
somebody?
you fucked a bunch of other people's wives, right?
No. So, but I you though? You said I You said that in front of your husband? You said I
You, me, I didn't you. If I would have you, I would have been on top of you, but you were on top of me.
Oh shit! She trying to say I raped her, nigga? See, bro, this is why I don't quit white. This is why I don't quit white, bro. You see this? You see they want to get a brother locked up. That's the white people, bro. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Just get in the car, bro. Take your bum ass wife, nigga. Take your bum ass wife and get in the car. You broke down bitch. All right, hey, you read that? Black men don't cheat. I ain't think of a wife. If I wanted his wife, her back would have been broke. Her back would have been broke. Look at him. Where he going? What he about to do? He trying to sneak up, bro. Come on, bro. You don't want this problem. Take your wife and get the fuck out my face, dude. Y'all might want to get this man, bro. I'm not trying to hurt you, bro. You feel me? I ain't your wife. Like, if I wanted it for you, I could have. You know what I'm saying? Look at me. Look at this nigga.
It's better than you.
If you say so.
His body's better than yours.
If you say so. Woo! All right, I'm out. Hey, Johnson out.
So this guy is a straight. This is just lame. This is 1,000% lame, 100% lame. Like I said before, if he were to sit up there and get locked up because she lied on him, it's on you. You did that to yourself. You doing stuff that you don't got no business doing. And like I said before, the wife is trash. The wife is she admitted that they basically slept together. She admitted that. The army dude also he knew as well he needs to sit up there and get a divorce. You 1,000%, bro. You need to sit up there and get a divorce. It ain't even worth it. It ain't even worth it. It is not even worth it. Like this is what I be talking about. This is like that Western culture. Like, you literally have this dude that is in the military, and he basically finds out that his wife was sleeping with another guy. And then the other guy is just sitting there, both lying and bragging, and then trying to add insult to injury, along with trying to antagonize somebody. Like I said, this is what happens when you don't have checks and balances. This is what happens. You have a lot of dudes out here that think that they can just do all of this stuff and that there's not going to be any type of reaction directly to this. And he thinks this way because of how he looks physically. He's like, oh, well, I'm stronger. Ain't nobody going to sit up there and do it. It don't take nothing. Like I said before, people who actually know, let this dude sit up there and fight somebody who is like a black belt in judo, jiu-jitsu. Like, all of that stuff that he's sitting up here talking, the dude is going to be crying. He's going to be tapping out. Let that dude knew any type of basic MMA. Like, maybe he was like 2 or 3 years. The dude that was in the military, let him know like a little bit of MMA. Been doing it for 2 or 3 years. I promise you, the dude talking, he would have been on the floor. Like I said, this is straight clown behavior. I don't condone none of this nonsense at all. Again, if she were to lie on him and he got locked up, that's on him. And out of all of this, he wanted to sit up there and then start trying to play the whole race cars. Oh, you see these white girls. You did it to yourself. You was with somebody else's wife. You knew she was married, and you opted to still do it. You knew that she was a white woman, and now you want to sit up here and try to throw this up there as some type of like defensive mechanism. Like, come on, like, that's trash. 100%. Throw them both out. Throw them both out. Yo, Khalid, what is up? Khalid said, that's how your life ends. Yeah, that's true. It is. Because at the end of the day, it wasn't even worth it. And this dude is literally bragging and then got the nerve to be talking about some black men don't cheat. I got a girlfriend anyway and all this other. Man, you straight clown. But like I said, it's people like this that's going to end up meeting the right one on the right day. And then the same people talking going to be the same people crying. That's normally how it ends up. Khalif said those military guys, they don't play. Could have put a hit out on them. Hey, like I said, you play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. I would not feel sorry for them. This is not my first time saying that. It won't be my last. Like I said, there's too many fools directly out here that think that they can skate by just because they look or got a certain type of physique or all the women are basically attracted. Like I said, there's going to be a lot of dudes out here that's going to sit up there and learn the hard way. Just like I sit up there and say that there's a lot of women out here that learn the hard way. This dude right here, he's going to be the main example. Yo, Bloodhound, what is up? He said, you asked for everything that comes with it because you literally stated what they, white girls slash people, do to black people. Yeah. Like I said, he was going to be one of those examples. Let something sit up there and happen. You're going to have fields of black women sitting up there stating, this is what I'm talking about. All this. I'm not even going to be mad because there's nothing to defend here. This dude is 100% trash. 100% for everything that he did. Like, there was literally no need for this. And then you wanted to sit up there and record it for what? For what? For clout? For clout because you feel that you're showing up somebody who's in the military because you was with his wife. You do realize that these dudes be having friends and some of these dudes are way bigger than you. But yet you want to sit, like I said, man, yo, I'm telling you, there's a lot of people out here that try to be bullies or that are bullies and they don't understand because there's a lot of people that can put bullies in their place. They can put people like this directly in their place. Like I said, checks and balances. Notice he would never do this to a guy that outweighs him in muscle. He would never sit up there and do it because he know he would get flexed real quick. He can talk all that mouth because he had all of that confidence because of that muscle. But Let both people be the exact same weight and the exact same size. Let's see if he'll be running his mouth like that. Chances are he wouldn't, because it will be an even playing field. And that's usually how it goes. Usually when it's an even playing field, people ain't going to be so quick to sit up there and run their mouth. When people feel as though that they got the confidence that they know that they're going to sit up there and win by looking at what's in front of them, oh yeah, they're going to be running their mouth saying any and everything. This is why he was sitting up there repeating himself a multitude of times, saying what he did and all this other time. Like I said, straight clown, whole circus. And the ringleader is the military man's wife. Like I said, that dude needs to get rid of her. He needs to 100% get rid of her. It ain't even worth it. It's not even worth the headache. You already see the type of person that she is. You already see the type of time that she is. She literally said, like, no, I didn't do this to you. You did this to me. Bruh, it's the same thing. It don't matter who was on top or who was on. It don't even matter. It don't even matter. It's just the simple fact that it even happened, that you even decided to put yourself in that position as a woman, knowing the fact that you're married. You put yourself in that position to allow that to even happen. That's crazy to me. Like I said before, you got a lot of women out here, and especially in America, that do not value marriage. No matter what you happen to hear on social media, you have a lot of women out here that don't actually value marriage or relationships. So the next video that I want to bring up, this has to do with a past video. This was about somebody who, I'm pretty sure if you see the face, this was covered quite some time ago, right? This was what is her name? Her name was like Ro Osman or Ro Bache, whichever name she decides to go by, and this is by way of, and I made sure to put her tag directly up here, the Queen of Accountability. She has a Twitter directly up there. You can just so happen to peruse her content and look at the journey that is taking place when dealing specifically with the story and the person that is in this video. So I'm going to play the video and let you guys hear what took place this time.
So happy to report, like, this is my first weekend out without having a panic attack. But then I got actually attacked physically. As you can see, I have a welt right here. And a little welt right here. Don't worry, those bitches cannot fight. But two black women in their 40s decided to attack me as I was leaving their establishment.
So y'all heard that, right? She said that she went to the club and she said that two black women attacked her. But before that, she was like, she actually got attacked. I'm not sure if people heard that. Let me see if I can replay that real quick. Let me see.
This is my first weekend out without having a panic attack. But then I got actually attacked physically.
So she said she was worried about, in a sense, having a panic attack. And then, when she ended up actually going out to the club, she was actually attacked physically. Now, why would somebody word an incident like that? You would just normally state that, yo, I was physically attacked. Like, yo, this is what happened. Let me sit up there and show you. Like, the choice of words is a bit, weird to me. So there was a live stream that took place on TikTok, and going through and listening on the live stream, I noticed that at least the part that I came in on, right? Some people stated that she already, touched on the subject. I didn't really hear about anything when it dealt with the two black women that, specifically came out and attacked her, right? And I think the live stream might have been like three hours, right? So I came in on the tail end. I can sit up there and admit that, came in on the tail end. But if something like this happened again, I would expect that the main concern would really have to do with this event. Somehow, some way, the majority of the time that I was there for like 30, maybe 40, plus minutes or whatever, it evolved around black women talking about black men doing this and black men doing that, not protecting, and black women, divesting and not being around black men and all this other type of stuff. And I was a little bit confused. I'm like, hold on. I'm like, how do we get here? I'm like, I can understand if you're talking about, some trolls that will show up, because that happens, right? That happens on everybody's platform. No problem. I got you. But I started hearing some of the language that I was used to hearing from other channels, such as like a Cynthia G. And I'm like, I'm like, ain't this about I'm like, wow. I'm like, there's a lot of animosity. A lot of animosity. Then reading through the comments, you'll see women in there saying like, "Oh yeah, I left black men a long time ago. I divested a long." I'm like, who? I mean, I'm not going to ask who even asked for any of that information, because I feel like that's people giving a little bit too much information. But due to the effect that this was a woman who has a platform directly on TikTok, this is what normally happens. This is par, of course. Technically, I should be used to it because I've seen it thousands of times, but every single time I just so happen to see a lot of the comments and a lot of the things that women are stating vocally, it's crazy. And then also to hear the women on there, in a sense, laughing about the mentioning of black men being harmed by cops. Again, like I said before, it's completely crazy to literally see women up there laughing about it. I'm like, damn. I'm like, that's crazy. But then I sit up there and look at how it is that the women there were talking about how you have black men coming there to troll and say, a variety of stuff. Like I said, I'm going to look at it as even game on both sides. If you got women basically laughing about, black men losing their lives to police or stating all of these other types of things, then par of the course, you're going to have black men up there that just so maybe tuning in, they're going to decide to sit up there and start saying something back because they feel a certain type of way. That's what happens. But the craziest part watching that live stream is, in a sense, seeing people play victim at the same and state that they're, in a sense, predators and violent, and they do this and they do that, and how black men really don't care. And it's interesting to see a lot of this stuff because I'm like, I guess people don't look at stats of normal everyday black men being in relationships, being engaged or married to black women, having black kids, black households. I guess people don't want to sit up there and look at that. Again, you have a lot of these circles where women will decide to stay in this type of pain, and they feel that this is a type of strength and or protection, right? It's almost to the same extent where people sit up there and tell boys and men, you don't cry because crying shows weakness, right? When in reality, when men don't just so happen to express that emotion, it leads to more anger, right? It leads to more rage. It leads to more unsolved problems, which will grow bigger and get magnified, right? As the years basically go on, right? It causes more stress, degradation of, one's health and, their outlook on, society and life in general. So it's not a positive thing. The same exact way that a lot of these black women on these platforms, decide to clan together and they want to, live in this bubble and imagine black men to be this, type of thing. Like I said, it's crazy. It is very, very crazy. Um, but wait, what is it? You said account said I try not to feed into that. It's tough though. Some of these sisters are so nasty to foundation of Black American men. They sound like baby Cynthia G's. Yeah, it's tough. And this is why, like I said before, for a lot of dudes out there, I would recommend. I can deal with it due to the effect that I've heard the stuff and seen it for so long, so I kind of made it past the point where it would, in a sense, affect me in a negative way. So, I can basically sit there and basically take it, even though it's still technically not healthy at all. But if you want to basically understand a perception and see specifically what it is that, people have to say and why it is that they think that, sometimes you got to sit up there and do it. Right. But for everyday average guys who are not used to this type of stuff, when it deals with social media, I would never recommend you go into it. It's like to the same extent where somebody stated that the worst way for a woman to learn about a man is by way of a strip club, right? Because you in a sense got the worst of the worst, type of guys. You're dealing with dudes mentally who are on a whole another spectrum, who look at women in a whole, different, type of way, right? But yeah, I would just, it is very smart. You said that you stay away from it. I would highly recommend that. I would highly recommend it. I do it because I have to, in a sense. It's my way of, in a sense, trying to inform people and let people know specifically what is going on directly out here. Because when you hear conversations online or people leave comments, a lot of people would make it seem like the type of things that I talk about don't specifically, realistically exist. And then they'll go into the whole thing of like, oh, well, you got any proof that, this happened and that women are saying this? I'll wait, and, different things like that. When realistically, anybody can look any of this stuff up. Literally how Twitter works is that if you find one woman that is a divestor that hates Black men, you will get 5 to 6 or 10 plus other accounts that are within the exact same area. That's usually how it works. And once you start going through that rabbit hole, you'll start seeing, a lot of common types of things, right? So I'm just very interested to see what is going to happen directly with this. I want to know if any of the Black women who normally stated negative things about Black men, I wonder if they're going to show up and if they're going to have that same energy, because she was attacked by 2 Black women, as she stated. Let me just go back again.
Like, so happy to report, like, this is my first weekend out without having a panic attack. But then I got actually attacked physically. As you can see, I have a welt right here. And a little welt right here. Don't worry, those bitches cannot fight. But 2 Black women in their 40s decided to attack me as I was leaving the establishment.
So she said 2 Black women decided to attack her. I'm just waiting to see if all of the people that showed up in support of her before did a variety of videos. I want to see if they're going to have that exact same gusto, that all of that moxie, all of that energy when it deals with this. Again, she stated, if she stated it, it has to be true, right? She stated the very first time that, hey, this Black guy decided to attack me with a brick because I didn't want to give him the time of day. I didn't want to give him my number. Fine, no problem, right? They stated that it's an ongoing investigation at this moment in time. I think she stated that she knows, or they know of the guy. They're just waiting for, I guess, other evidence or something like that to basically come about. Fine, no problem. So now you have 2 Black women that you stated are in their 40s. So who are these assailants? Because you were able to, in one video, she named who the guy was, at least by a first name. I think she said his name was like Oland or something like that. So who are these these Black female assailants who are in their 40s that decided to jump you when you went to an establishment? Who are they? We need police reports. We need the same thing that she gave out before, the police reports, the the stuff dealing with the doctors. If there's any potential video directly from the club, that will be great as well. Because again, if this is what is taking place, then these people need to be found, correct? All assailants that have attacked her need to be found. And in one of the other videos, I'm sorry, in the live stream, she stated that she rolls with a heavy group of people, right? That, you're not just going to, like mess with her and stuff like that. So I'm a little bit confused on how this was able to happen. Like, did they, catch them when the group was like slightly dispersed, or, maybe people were having like a little bit too much fun at the party, one too many drinks and, things like that. Like, how specifically, did this attack take place that two black women were able to put hands directly on her? And then the other thing is that going through the live, there's a lot of generalizations that was going on, and you had the whole thing of calling black women pick-me's and all of these other types of things. I'm like, good Lord. There's a lot of things happening and going on. I'm just going to put it to y'all like this. I'm not sure. Yo, Fox, what is up? What is up? Fox said video from MTR shows she was in a club with two females around the age of 40. Yeah. That's the same thing. Queen of Accountability. She got the video up too. Yep. Queen of Accountability has us up. Yo, MD, what is up? What is up? What is up? What is up? Like I said, I the only thing I'm just saying is this. I just want to see from the internet, from all of the black women, from all of the supporters of Roe, I want to see the exact same energy that they have for black men. I want to see this exact same energy now that she stated that two black women attacked her. That's all I'm saying. Let's just make it even. That is all I'm looking for. All I'm saying. I want all of the bad words and the bad things that people are wishing on black men and all this other time. I want to see all of that energy. I want to see all of that. That's all I'm saying. I want to see it even. I want to see all of that energy. That's it. That is it. That's all I'm saying. That's all I want out of this whole situation. I like equality. Like I said before, anytime that I hear women talk about equality, I'm hearing you want it equal across the playing field. I am all for it. I'm all for equality. That if women are going to view men a certain type of way, I'm sorry, let me just recorrect it. If black women are going to view black men in a certain type of negative way, fashion, or form, and characterize them in this type of way of them being predators and vandals and criminals, right? For the first story, I expect those in a generalized fashion, the same exact way they did to black men. But I'm pretty sure that that's not going to happen. I'm pretty sure. Hound said, why didn't she blame black women for not protecting her? Yo, like I said, it's crazy. And that's what happened in the first video. The first video was like, none of these black men out here, right? None of these black men out here protecting me. They saw this dude with the brick and ain't none of them do nothing. They just stood around and did. That's what she said. Ain't nobody do nothing. But she's at a club, and usually 9 times out of 10, clubs have more women than men. And she was jumped by 2 black women. So no women or anything like that showed up to form like, a wall or something to drag the other women directly off of her, or a group of them could have just jumped the 2 women, 4 row or something like that. Out of all the things that this woman has been through, right? This is like what, the 3rd incident that she's had like a physical altercation with somebody. Because one time before she said that some random dude sucker punched her in the street, and that was broad daylight. And then the next incident was basically the club after to the club where a black dude just hit her in the face with a brick for not being able to get her number. And then this time she is at a club again or an establishment and two black women jump her. This has to be the worst luck in the world. This has to be the worst luck in the world. That roughly, a lot of times as you go out, that something like this happens. That's severe bad luck. I don't know how else to sit up there and break it to people, but that is severe bad luck. And then on top of that, within the live stream, she also talked about trying to get a lawyer together to basically have a massive class action lawsuit on YouTubers who decided to, I guess, cover the story or have an opinion or try to critique or question any of the facts of the story. And I want people to understand this. This is a very dangerous game because this could potentially set a very negative precedent, and I don't think people really understand it because I put it to you like this as somebody who was on social media. In society, nobody critically thinks or questions anything anymore, right? We just take everything for face value and it just has to be the truth, right? Look at Johnny Depp and Amber Heard. You had a lot of women online just take the side of Amber Heard just solely for the fact that she's a woman and she has blonde hair. But then you hear throughout the court proceedings that Amber Heard was the one that was actually really being abusive during the relationship. But women weren't really trying to sit up there and hear that, right? And we all saw how Johnny Depp had his career basically vandalized, his name smeared, money robbed, any, potential movie deals that he was in or had, gone, vanished. Any friends that were really backing up Johnny Depp, gone, vanished, right? And now he has to try to repair his career while she still has one, right? And this is all due to the fact of people just believing a woman because she's a woman. So then you're moving on to society, right? And you have a lot of people that have tried to file lawsuits because they didn't like the effect of somebody covering a story or questioning certain things about a story. And it's very dangerous due to the fact of the censorship that we already have. Well, I'm going to put it as soft censorship that we have on these social media platforms. If you've been on these platforms long enough, you know the effect of the platforms and various ones deciding to erase your comments as you're typing, to delete your comment after you've already posted it, or to maybe not give you notifications to specific YouTubers that you're subscribed to, right? Or maybe they might strip down or take down or block videos. So let's just say that Roe is able to successfully get a class action lawsuit on everybody. That will set a precedent that nobody's ever seen before. That then means that if any moment in time that somebody wanted to critique or maybe dive deeper into something that doesn't really fit, that some stuff really isn't matching, all a person has to do is say, oh, I'm going to find a lawyer, I'm going to sue you, and I'm going to shut you up. That's a very, very, very dangerous precedent. It's already enough that you, in a sense, can't question the government or ask too many questions. It's already enough that you can't question the police, that you can't question the legal system, that you can't question doctors, that you can't question corporations, that you can't question big pharma, right? So now we're moving on to the last bastion, so to speak. Like I said, I'm not sure what's going to come from this, but this is going to be very, very interesting. This is going to be very, very interesting. And the only thing I'm going to say is this. If there is a point in time that she is able to actually get the lawsuit and it takes place and it happens and she is successful with that lawsuit, oh boy, there's going to be, except for the news organizations, there is going to be an apocalypse that is going to take place on social media. And it's going to set a very, very, very dangerous precedence. Like I said, in some countries, you can't question the government, right? And slowly but surely, we're getting like that here in America, right? Slowly but surely. People are not really paying attention, but slowly but surely, it's out there and open. We're getting there. People just don't understand and know it yet. Just like a lot of people don't know and understand that we pretty much don't even have a middle class anymore. It's pretty much rich versus poor. But again, like I said before, I tell everybody, you have the full on right to question, critique, and criticize. This is why everybody wants to come and be directly in America, because they can't do this in their other countries. They can't do this from the place of their natural origin. Right? They can't have the same voice that they have here over back in their countries. They can't. Like I said before, people are over here for a very specific reason, and it's to solely benefit them and what it is that they are trying to do. Like I said, if this happened to Ro back in her country where she's from, do you think that she would be able to really speak out and potentially say anything? Do you really think that anybody would really pay attention? More than likely not. America gives people the ability that if you were ever invisible, that now you're visible. Now everybody can just so happen to see you. Because everybody's able to see you, now you can start a platform. Right? That's the one beautiful part about America. That is the possibility for any person directly out here. But again, some of the things that I've brought up before, we've had, things such as a Carly Russell who misused the platforms, right? She misused what it is that she naturally has, which is her being a woman. And the fact that people care about what takes place and what happens specifically to women. Right? It might not be on a great or grand scale, but you had enough people that actually gave a damn, where they were scouring the streets, looking through the forest, wherever they could, all to find out that she lied. And as I told people before, that, that's going to put a major stain on the voice of Black women. Because as we already know, it's already hard enough for Black women to actually get attention when things do happen. So now when you pile on top somebody like Carly Russell lying about situations, that leads to people wanting to question what took place with Roe. Right? But nobody wants to make that correlation. Nobody really wants to bring up why it is that you have Black men and many others wanting to question specifically what happened in both of these events. Like I said before, you'll have the few directly out here that will mess it up for the rest. You have the few out here that will mess it up for the rest. Let me see. He said Korea. MD said 1984. Yep. MD said, wow, it's cold-blooded. Lamiko, what is up? What's up? Said, Shalom, said JB1 family. Is this woman who claimed to be struck by a bird? Yeah, that's her. MD said, was Carly a plant? Like I said, I don't know. I don't know. The main thing that I brought up to people is this. Before the brick incident, or as people call it, Brickgate, took place, the whole thing with Black men and Black women, it was there, but it was just like it was simmering. It wasn't nothing like it was set ablaze or anything like that. When this basically took place, when the brick incident took place, it was like hell opened up. It was like hell just opened up, and you had a lot of Black women online talking about that they were reliving certain instances, and they knew this and they knew that, and they know the pain, and they've gone through this and all these. And I'm like, none of this was there before this incident. And as soon as this incident happened, magically everybody suffered the exact same. And I'm like, okay, people are empathizing and sympathizing. Okay. But again, I'm looking at this. If black women supported her before and she was able to get about, I think, 45 grand, I feel like if she is to do a GoFundMe, she should easily hit 100K. Black women should roll all the way up, and all the way up, nothing can stop you. They should roll all the way up, and they should make sure that she gets 100K. If it's not 100K, then black women ain't really supporting like they did before, and that's a problem. Yo, Christopher, what is up? What is up? Hound said in 31 states it's illegal to protest against Israel. We are turning into China rapidly. Fox said black women like Rhoda and Carly Russell will make the average black woman the face of false accusations. Like I said before, I don't even think there's a good way to even sit up there and put it. I'm trying to word this in a way that makes sense. If it didn't happen, it's bad. If it did happen, that's good. And I have to break it down like this, right? If everything that she is stating did happen, it's good and still bad at the same time. It's good because it'll be the truth, right? And then we can happen to get more information, and hopefully the people will be caught. But of course, it's bad because, again, black men are going to sit up there and get generalized, and they're going to get talked about negatively in that type of light. Now, if all of this is false, then it's going to look horribly bad for a lot of black women, not just for the women that supported her the first time or the second time, but it's going to look bad for the black women that donated. And it's also going to look bad for the black women who decided to allow her directly on their platforms. It's going to look bad. So, like I said, either which way it goes, it's bad. It's no, other way to sit up there and try to, explain it. There's no way for me to put a good spin directly on it. It's just bad, all the way around, MD said it's consistently her. I say that about a lot of things. If normally something is happening way too often and the common denominator is you, then you need to sit up there and slow down. Need to slow down. For Ro, if this is something that keeps happening, like, yo, you need to slow down. You need to figure something out. I'm not sure if you need like some bodyguards, some attack dogs, whatever it is, but never in my life. And this is coming from a dude who was a straight, as people would say, nerd or geek in high school. I'm still that same person, right? Video games, cards, everything. I was not sitting up there getting, picked on like that. And then specifically in such a short amount of time that things like this is consistently happening. Like, yo, something is up. Something's wrong. Either you got people that's just specifically targeting you just to sit up there and target you, or I don't know. But it's quite weird. And for people not to, try to question that just a little bit, that's a problem. That's a bit of a problem. So, like I said, I do not condone any type of abuse or anything like that when it deals with black women. I don't at all. But sometimes when it comes to certain things, I feel as though that things should be questioned up until all the information is completely given. Again, there's nothing wrong with people questioning. Now, you can do it respectfully or you can do it disrespectfully. I would opt for people to do it respectfully and, try to get all the information that they need so that they can come to a general consensus of, what it is that specifically took place that, suits how it is that they, view the situation. And if you can't come to that conclusion, even with an abundance of information, then you have the full-fledged right to keep digging and keep asking questions up until, you find what will suffice. Norm said Brick Lady, and I ain't talking about this man. King said she needs to ask herself, what do all these incidents have in common? Yeah, it's true. Account said, well, we've seen how she acts in her videos, so she created her own climate of retaliation. Hey, like I said, I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know what's going to go on. But I just want to see what's going to happen, specifically with this lawsuit and what it may pretty much entail and the precedents that it might put forth. That's what I'm very much interested in, because that will have a very wide effect, and it's going to have a very wide and unforeseen actually understand. I'm not even sure if she actually realizes or understands it. But as I told people before, some people, when it comes to these things, they're very short-sighted. They think about the now versus the 5 to 10 years. Let me see. MD said, I'll tune in for the sender. Wow. Lamiko said, imagine if black men in America were doing all of this complaining about black women. Social media outlets would implode. Yeah, and you would have the Shade Room being the number one spot, making sure to run a lot of that stuff in a negative fashion. Like I said, I expected the Shade Room better come out and support Roe as well, because they were running a whole bunch of articles. They better sit up there and roll up to the scene real quick. They better be the first ones to post 10K to that GoFundMe. They better be the first ones. They better be the first ones. Hound said she has a. Hey, like I said before, I don't sit up there and condone or try to wish any type of harm towards anybody. I just like to critique and question a lot of things when I feel that information may be lacking or it's not sufficient enough, But what I do know is this. If, in a sense, these types of incidences, if this is the only thing that is there, if these incidences were to basically stop directly overnight, none of these things, again, just theoretically, I'm just sitting up here putting this out there. If any of these things were to basically stop, right? And again, none of these things should be happening. If all these things basically stops and she's, in a sense, invisible to everybody, meaning that, nothing negative is, in a sense, taking place. The question now is, why are people going to support? Because normally people are going to continuously support somebody because they see a struggle. They see something basically going on. They see that somebody basically needs some type of help. And they want to be those people to be behind somebody, to help them out, to show up, to support, to love, to console, to empathize, to sympathize directly, with that person. But if there is nothing to get behind like that, then what is going to lead those people to still continuously support? Because I think she stated that she has, a Patreon and different things like that. So she has, I think she said, like 1,600 people basically supporting her, right? That's cool, but that's great. She has a whole family. She has a whole group, back there supporting her. Hey, okay, that's great. But again, if everything is basically just a normal, everyday, every single day, and nothing bad is happening, people are going to tend to, leave. Because they're like, okay, well, you're good. You're fine. You don't need me anymore. I was there for this season. I was there for that time to basically show, support. Obviously, everything is going good. So now I'm going to start to cut back on the money that I fund. Right? So I'm talking about specifically dealing with like a Patreon. right? But she also did state that the GoFundMe is still up and that people can donate to that as well. So, like I said, we'll see what happens. We will see what happens. Fox said, wait, Hound said she got paid more than 100K to start this. Huh. That's interesting. That is interesting. MD said, looks like a plant. Fox said, LL, the Shade Room, purely trash. Nearly all narratives, no accountability. Definitely no apology when they get facts wrong and promote those alternative facts. Yeah. Kelly Conway, yeah. Like I said, when you look at the people that run the Shade Room and who everybody's associated with, you start to see like the bigger picture. And like I said before, it's easy for, people to profit off of Black American culture. It's very easy to do. Like I said, you got Vlad TV that does it. It is very easy to sit up there and do. And it's ultra easy, especially if the person looks like you, and especially if the person also is a woman, right? So it's easy. MD said this looks engineered. King said professional Vic. Fox said, my bad, that's Seji. Oh, you said shout out. Okay, I got you. Let me see. Hound is. Oh, you put up emojis. I couldn't even read that at first. I'm like, yo, is that Mandarin? Yo, let me stop. Shout out to Kelly Conway. Yeah. But I knew who you was talking about when you said Kelly Conway. I knew who you was talking about though. As soon as you said it, I saw her face. Because I think I did did I do a video or mention her before? I think I might have. But that was pretty much all I wanted to talk about and mention and bring up. Hopefully you guys found this a little bit directly. And I think how many topics we have? That was science. Talked about the ocean. Yeah. Ocean, the lost continent. Then moved over to talk about the YouTube situation with the ads. There's also another YouTube situation that's taking place, but that's with a YouTuber that came up with an app. And the app basically enabled people to subscribe directly to the person versus to the YouTube platform. And the person made a video directly about it, and YouTube was like, yeah, we're going to give you 3 strikes on that. It goes against the terms and services. I'm like, yeah, this is getting a little bit crazy. This is why competition, should be fueled, because it would incentivize, change, and for these big conglomerates or corporations or businesses to basically compete. The only way that a lot of these corps know how to compete is to basically silence people or to buy out the competition. So it's crazy. Account said her support. Let me go back to that. Said her support are people who wish to specifically attack Black men. Fox said, yes, you did, about alternative facts. And I did indeed watch those videos. Hey, much appreciation. Timothy said you got to talk about the young Black man that created cancer fighting soap. I will probably do a video on that one. That is actually pretty, because I think I did in a live stream. I covered the Black woman who came up with, I think it was like a laser technique. I forgot. I might have to go back and look at it. But she came up with a specific technique where it will target the cancer cells, and it leaves all the healthy cells completely alone. And the main thing that she was trying to do is that she was looking for funding. And the thing that I told people about before is that it's very interesting that we got 2 different things out here, right? The main things that I've talked about before, I talked about Brother Moses West, right? Who is about the Clean Water Initiative. He brought water directly to Flint. People in Flint of special interest decided that they wanted to go directly through, and they wanted to destroy his water machine, right? And Brother Moses West, I think I probably did about 3-4, stories directly on him. And he was stating during that time in Flint that the people who did it, they knew exactly what it was that they were doing. They were educated. They were knowledgeable. This just wasn't random criminals, random thugs that decided to do it. These were people that knew, right? They put, metal directly into the machine, and they tried to cut some hoses and wires and different things of that nature. So like I said before, people got to pay very close attention to the world around you and how it is that a lot of these things are tending to occur. You have areas where homegrown farmers are, having and selling their own milk, raw milk. And you got police coming in arms to the teeth, performing all types of raids, under the disguise of whatever. You got people coming out with inventions every single day that can literally help humanity, but yet it seems that the people that should be actually supporting, such as the celebrities, they're nowhere to be seen. You have to ask yourself, why is that? The same question that Black people have to ask themselves. Why is it possible that every single time that there's a shooting that takes place in a Black community, that the church is never there? Where are all of these pastors that always sit up there and ask Black people to give their last dollar to the church? Where are any of these pastors when any of the shootings takes place? When any of your loved ones, your son, your daughter, your uncle, your father, your grandfather, your mother, when any of these shootings takes place, where's the church? Where are they to support the Black community and to tell the cops to stop? The only thing that I ever see the church do is pacify the Black community. That's it. Hey, my people, I understand that we're angry, but God wouldn't want us to live in anger. He wouldn't want us to live in vengeance. He wouldn't want us to be in chaos. He wouldn't want us to be in turmoil. Yes, a wrong has been committed, but God sees and knows all. And no matter how unfortunate the situation may be, God has had a plan set forth. And through this one person's life, which we have lost, it has brought all of us together so that we can be here today. Right? That's normally what the pastors like to do. They like to, try to round everything up, make it seem all nice and put a bow directly on top. But yet they're not realistically speaking out and trying to save the community. They would rather steal and take from the community, as they've always done. So again, the main thing that I ask for people is to go out there and question and critique a lot of the things that take place, a lot of the stories that the media and the news just so happen to give you, and ask why. Up until you get the answers that suffice. But I just want to state much love, respect, and appreciation to any and everybody that is here during this live stream. Thank you guys for listening to me, talk and, run my mouth and go over a few of these stories and along with these videos. Much love and appreciation for you guys supporting me every step of the way for the longest time possible throughout the years. And shout out to anybody who may just so happen to donate either now, tomorrow, or somewhere in the future. You will always be appreciated. And again, I respect and value everybody a lot. And again, if you would like to see some of these stories in a single video format, you can go directly over to the secondary channel. The third channel. The link to the third channel is directly under the video description. So if you have not subscribed there, you are more than free to subscribe and watch some of the videos that I have directly up there. And videos are posted daily as well. And I also want to give a shout out to the patrons that are still there. Much love, respect, and appreciation to any and all of you guys. And again, thank you guys for your time, and also thank you guys for your support. And I will catch you guys on the next live stream. Peace, love. Talk to you soon.